JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 10th of October 2022. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Monday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFDbrokers.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. Now then, guys, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. So the index is closed today, but we're keeping an eye on it. Of course, for its next open, and yeah, I mean, on Friday we saw a bit of a decline in the U.S. markets. Well, if we can call it a bit, but yeah, we got a decline, and we had the job numbers, which the market didn't really take very well. So, I mean, they took it. Yeah, they thought that the further rate cuts are expected, of course, and that's why the market is not declining. Basically, coming to this point here, I mean, look, we had a decline. So basically, what you can probably see on the cash index, on the futures, that we have declined here. We're back to this upside line. Now, previously I talked about this hurdle here, this 27,062, and in general I talked about that 27,000 mark. If we fall below it, then my next target is this upside support line taken from the low of the 9th of March. And this 26,524 territory right there. So for now, everything's kind of working out nicely. In terms of the economic calendar today, it's not really, let's say, very busy. So yeah, it will be a little bit. It could be a little bit on a calm side. But looking at the Hong Kong Hang Seng Index, that one, yeah, it's showing that further decline. It dropped below that 17,682 territory. I spoke about that level here, and my next target is this 17,000 mark. So that's what I'm aiming for now. If we do clear this and stay below it, then yes, I'll go further south. But if we rebound from this, maybe we could see maybe a nice push to the upside here, but I would prefer, for the upside, I would prefer to wait for a move above the 18,235 territory, somewhere around here, and then we could go a little bit higher. ASX 200 obviously, yes, declined. So today we are seeing this nice drop below the this territory, the one that I spoke about, and I said that if we fall below it, then I'll go a little bit lower, at least towards that 6,573 territory. At the moment, we are on the right track for hitting that. Well, again, let's wait and see. Let's see how this is going to play out further. But I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside, as long as we stay below that 21-day EMA and that 6,700 territory right there. For the upside, I need to see a break of this downside line here, taken from the high of the 26th of August. Now jumping into the German index, DAX, yeah, this one declined nicely. This one declined nicely, yep, and we fell back below this highlighted zone right there. So, which means that there is a good chance for this one to move further south, especially if we stay below the 12,359 territory, somewhere around here. If we stay below it, then yes, I'll go lower. And at the moment, that's what I'm considering here. Of course, we do have some obstacles on the way lower. Like for example, this little hurdle here, the 12,227. That's what I'm gonna be keeping close eye on here. Yeah, but in general, at the moment, we're leaning a little bit more towards the downside as long as it stays below this 12,359 territory. Currently, the cash index. Oh, by the way, yeah, you just looked at the cash index. It is trading already below this hurdle. So basically, yeah, this didn't kind of bring a lot of support here. So we dropped below it. So we're still sitting below it. So let's see how we're gonna how we're gonna trade today in relation to this hurdle as well. And if we stay below it, then yes, my next target is the 11,848. Of course, on the way lower, we could meet the psychological 12,000 mark, but hey, at the moment, I am leaning towards the downside. Nasdaq 100, guys. So also declined. Look at this. Everything working out perfectly technically, and yeah, my scenarios here are working well, because what I said before, that if we do drop below this 11,296 territory, I'll go lower. My next target will be this 11,000 mark, together with the 10,967 zone right here, which is currently, or actually no, it's currently, sorry, that's the lowest point of September. It's near the lowest point of October, but yeah, if we fall below this, and actually let me just check the cash index. Maybe we are already below it. 10,000. Yeah, we're actually around 11,000 marks, so we're still kind of hanging slightly above this hurdle. If we clear it, then yes, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and further declines are possible. The S&P 500. So okay, also nice decline here. I talked about this, and I said that if we fall below the 3,721 territory, then yeah, I'll go lower. This is what I was talking about on Friday, and yep, so far so good. Everything's working out nicely here. So we are drifting to the downside. The cash index is currently sitting at around 3,625. So basically below for Friday's close, but still above this 3,584 zone marked by the lowest point of September. Now, in a way, I would say if you want to go lower, then certainly a break of this area is needed. This 3,584. If we break this, and if it breaks this hurdle, I mean, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, of course, and yep, further declines are possible. But again, let's not rush into anything, because again, I don't want to say that this is just like we're now just going to be moving lower and lower. No, maybe depends on how it's going to play around here. Maybe we could get a rejection here somewhere, maybe a rebound back to the upside. Maybe it could form even a double bottom. So we're not excluding any possibility, any scenario, but we're gonna go slowly on this right now. DXY, the dollar index. So yeah, pushing nicely above this 112.56 territory. That's great. At the moment, I would say if you're looking for some higher levels, then yep, I would say let's if it stays above the if it stays above this 112.56 territory, then I'll go a little bit further north. I will aim, of course, for this highest point of September, and that's near the 114.77, 78 zone. And yeah, and then we'll take it from there, of course. But at the moment, yeah, I'm gonna stay positive as long as we stay above this 112.56. For the downside, I need to see at least a break of this upside line here. Taken from the low, the 11th of August. If we clear that, then yeah, I will go to the downside. Now, jumping into gold very quickly. So, declined. It declined and it continues to slide. So, as you can see here, it's currently getting a nice hold up near the 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci levels. So, yeah, I mean, so far so good. If we are looking for some lower levels, guys, at the moment, this is working out perfectly, because what I said before, that if we do drop and stay below this 21-day EMA and below that 1689 territory, then I will lean a little bit more towards the downside. So far we are doing that, so we are leaning towards the downside here. And yeah, as of course, don't get me wrong, at some point we could get a little retracement back up here, but I am, like I said, I'm a little bit more bearish than bullish at the moment, as long as we stay below that 21-day EMA. WTI oil. So yeah, this one is quite interesting. WTI oil is did move nicely to the upside, and look, I mean, my target has been reached. I talked a lot about this, and I said that hey, if we are gonna break this downside line, my next target is the 100 and the 200-day EMAs here, with the green shown as the green and the black lines respectively. So yeah, we've managed to reach that. Great, mission accomplished. What I said before, that if we get a nice little hold up here, maybe we'll get a little retracement of some sort here, and so far so good. We're getting that, we're seeing that. Maybe if it could get a hold up near this 90.17 level, if it holds here, we could see maybe a rebound, maybe push back to the upside. But at the moment, guys, let's go slowly on this. I would say as long as we stay above this this barrier, or even this upside line, then yeah, I mean, there is still potential for this one to move higher. Certainly, I'm keeping an eye on the I think, let me just grab a line here very quickly. So I'm keeping an eye on the current high of today near the 93.45. If we clear that, this will confirm a forthcoming higher high, and potentially we could go further north. But yeah, if at the moment, like I said, we are keeping an eye on this, and let's see if we can get maybe a little bit of a larger correction here to the downside. And if I am considering a correction to the downside, then maybe it would be logical to draw a Fibonacci here. Now, of course, maybe some of you would draw it from here, and to be honest, you wouldn't be wrong, because look how well all these levels are playing out here on the Fibonacci. So I'm probably going to stick to this, just because it's kind of perfectly near all the levels. So look at the 23.6 is actually near my level, this 19.17. Then the 38.2 is exactly where the the closing price and the opening price is here of the 5th and 6th of October respectively. 50% is on the closing and opening prices of the 4th and 5th respectively. So yeah, I mean, talk about perfect levels. And the 61.8 is just near the high of the 3rd of October. Great. I mean, this is wonderful. I'm going to stick to this. So that's why maybe I'm going to consider a nice little retracement towards that 23.6 first. Ripple. Okay. Beautiful move. Great. Look, I talked about this, and I said that, hey, this is the level to watch, the 0.5090. We cleared it, and yeah, we're going higher. So the question now here is, can we reach this 0.5597 territory? Well, if we can clear that, then yes, we'll go higher. If we can clear this move, then yeah, I will go further north. Simple as that, guys, basically. I mean, for the downside, I need to see a break of this upside line here, taken from the low of the 16th of September. AUD and ZD. So, okay, this one's beautiful. Okay. I mean, I talked about this last week, if you remember. I said that, like, look, sometimes, most of the times this pair is very technical, but last week, for example, when I have drawn that upside line, it didn't really work out perfectly. But with this downside line, what I talked about on Friday, it is working out perfectly. So this downside line, taken from the high of the 28th of September, is doing a nice job. So yeah, if we can, if we'll see this holding, then certainly, further declines are possible, which is logical. However, I mean, we can see right now that the 21-day EMA is doing a good job. It's providing a good hold up here. So in a way, I think that in order to be a little bit more on the safe side, on the cautious side, I mean, you could keep an eye on this little hurdle, this 1.1294. But if it gets cleared, then my next target is the 1.1241 zone right there, and then we will take it from there. So for now, if you want to be a little bit more careful, careful, we can slowly start aiming lower on a break of this 1.1294. If we clear that, then yes, my next target is the 1.1241 territory, and then we will take it from there, guys. Of course, if we get a clear break through this barrier, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and our next target could be that 100-day EMA right here. Now, in terms of the upside, as you probably can understand now, I need to see a break of this 1.1373, and that would kind of help me out here with the upside. AUD/USD, so yeah, beautiful decline further south. Yep, I mean, we broke the range. I talked about that range, and I said before that if we start breaking the 0.6391 territory, then yes, this will open the door towards lower levels, but then we have to be very careful near the lowest point of September, which is near the 0.6363, and if that gets cleared, well, this is where it's turning out like, yeah, this is where it's opening the path to. So this is the point where I will start searching for these levels here. This is, by the way, the March drop of 2020. So if you remember the whole kind of COVID madness that we had and in the market. So yeah, that's where yeah, that's this big decline. At the moment, I would say that's what I'm going to be targeting for. Now, these are this is quite an important area here. I mean, it marks the inside swing high of the 31st of March and the low of the 21st of April. So now then, this is this area. I'm not talking about a specific level or such at the moment, but I'm going to be aiming initially for that 0.6254 and then 0.6114. So yeah, and then we will take it from there, of course. But I'll be aiming for that downside as long as we stay below the 0.6363 territory. Now, USD JPY. Okay, so after Friday's kind of jumpiness in the market, or should I say maybe more of a decline actually. So yeah, the dollar is kind of feeling better because yes, everybody's anticipating that the Fed will start hiking again. This could strengthen the dollar. So yeah, the dollar is feeling a little bit on the better side. Let's put it this way. And yeah, we're seeing a nice push through the upper side of the range that I kept on talking about. So at the moment, I would say as long as we stay above that upper side of the range, which is roughly around that 145 level, then yeah, I'll go further north. If we fall back below it, I will take a neutral stand as long as we stay above this upside line taken from the low of the 2nd of August. But if we start clearing it, then yeah, we could go lower here towards that lower side of the range. Now USD CHF, very quickly on that one. So yeah, we cleared the upper side of the triangle pattern. I talked about this. Well, I mean, I would say we cleared it kind of in a very careful and modest way. So we just kind of pierced through it a little bit, and today we're just, we opened up above it. So yeah, and this candle opened up above it. So at the moment, I would say yes, it looks positive, but I need some better confirmation. Now, if you remember last week, I talked about this triangle, but I also said that, hey, do not exclude the potential idea of a triangle. Oh, sorry, not triangle. The range here. So this is the upper side of the range, and this could be the lower side. Now, the reason why I'm not really focusing on the range idea yet, because, well, basically we have kind of only we only have one touch here and there, so it's not really that exciting yet. So if we need some more touches here, so that's why I'm just gonna keep this in mind right now as I'm gonna look at those as separate levels. But yeah, if we start clearing this barrier, this 0.9966, then yeah, I'll go higher. One part of my idea is working out right now because we've cleared the upper side of the triangle. Now, yeah, if we clear this barrier as well, then yes, great, I will go to the upside. USD CAD, very quickly on that one. This one did have a good day in a way on Friday, but kind of ended up flat at the end of the trading day. but what's interesting that it remained above the 1.3696 territory right there. If it continues to trade above it, then yeah, I'll go higher. I'll go towards that 1.3833 level, and if that gets cleared, then this will confirm a forthcoming higher high. But at the moment, I'm watching this. If we start falling below this hurdle, this 1.3605, then that's where it's going to be. It could be opening. It could open the door for some lower levels. We could initially aim for this current lowest point of October near the 1.3503, and then we will take it from there, guys. So yeah, that's kind of with the USD CAD pretty straightforward, to be honest. I mean, like I said, if it remains above the 1.3696 territory, I'll continue aiming to the upside. USD South African Rand. So there we go, continues to trade nicely within the range. So I talked about this, and I mean this range should be something like that, basically. Roughly like that. So yeah, it's still within the channel, sorry, not range, channel, and we are approaching this 18.22 territory. So if we clear that, this will confirm a forthcoming higher high, and we could aim for the upper side of the the upper sides of both of the rising channels here, because we don't forget that we have still a bigger one, and then yeah, we could you know, get a nice touch here somewhere. So let's go slowly on this, of course, but we'll consider that idea only. We'll take that idea actually if we clear this barrier only. If we start seeing resistance, then maybe we could you know, start seeing maybe a bit of a retracement back down here. Maybe it could form a range of some sort, but of course if it will be forming a range, then it would need to break the lower side of the smaller rising channel first, and then we'll go from there. GBP CHF, so this one's quite interesting. So yeah, I mean, I kept on talking about last week that if we fall, if we drop, and if we stay below this 1.1007 territory, then yes, this is where I'm gonna lean a little bit more towards the downside. We keep flirting with this area. Instead, we're just oscillating around that downside line. So that's quite interesting. That means that the bulls are not really giving up yet. So if we do eventually drop below that 1.1007, then yes, I'll go lower. I'll go for the downside here. I'll aim for that 1.0815 territory, or the 1.08 level in general. But I need that stronger move to the downside below this hurdle. If we're not getting that, then maybe we could see a bit of a retracement, like sorry, not a retracement, a rebound, like I've drawn here. So at the moment, I would say the whole kind of action is around that 21-day EMA and that downside line and that 1.10 territory in general. If we drop below it, then yes, I will go further south. GBP NZD, so yeah, this one's a little bit better. We're still holding above the upper side of the range here, so as long as we stay above it, then yeah, I will continue aiming to the upside, but I would prefer to get a push above this barrier right here, the psychological 2 level, in order to go further north. Because at the moment, look, I mean, maybe this is looking like quite a like a flag here. I mean, and in general, it would be quite interesting to see if we can, let's see a bit of like ranging here, forming a nice flag, and then kind of, you know, exploding to the upside further. But hey, this is the market we're talking about, and that doesn't always do what we want it to do. But anyway, like I said, if we, at the moment, I would say as long as it stays above the 1.9674 territory, I'll aim higher, but only up until here, up until that psychological 2 level. And maybe, like I said, maybe we could see this starting to range here a little bit, forming the flag, and then maybe popping higher later on. EURUSD. It found, after finding good resistance near that 144 territory, it started drifting back down, found support near, tested the 21-day EMA, but didn't really find, initially it found support, but then started, and now as you can see, it's starting to break it. If you're looking for some lower levels, as I said before, I would like to, yeah, I mean, I said before that if we drop and stay below the 21-day EMA, I'll go further south, and at the moment I'm going to stick to that rule. stick to that idea. So as long as we stay below the 21-day EMA, I'm aiming to the downside towards that 139.55 level, which is near the 100-day EMA. For the upside, I need to see a push of the 144 level. And finally, EURUSD. So this one, yeah, continues to slide after dropping nicely below this 0.9864 territory. I said it before that if we fall below this area, I'll go lower. I'll aim for that 0.9733 or even the 0.96 territory right here. Not exactly the level, but the territory. Basically, we could reach maybe one of these levels, but again, let's go slowly on this. At the moment, like I said, as long as we stay below the 0.9864, I will continue aiming to the downside, but only up until this 0.96 zone. So that's it, guys. That's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, your views, your likes, your comments, everything, guys. So yeah, if you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.